Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I'm going to talk about olive tree care, and actually I'm going to rescue an olive tree. Now there's a story behind this olive tree, and that's if we can call it a tree. I don't think it really qualifies as a tree. It's more of a plant, isn't it? Now I gave this to a friend of mine, Charles, as a housewarming present, and unfortunately he's not really been looking after it, and you can see here it's lost all its leaves. It's leaning to one side. So in this video, I'm going to rescue it, I'm going to rehabilitate it, I'm going to bring it back to life. And the process I'm going to follow in front of your eyes, I've done this at least 8 times and it's only ever worked. So if you've got an olive plant that looks like this, try what I'm about to do. Now there's another one here because I gave him 2. And look at the state of that, there's not even a single leaf on that. What I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to determine whether it's still alive or not, and if it is still alive, I'm going to try and rescue it. So we'll cover that in this video as well. Let me tell you about the ingredients I've got for my olive tree rescue. First thing is terracotta pot. I will reuse these terracotta pots. Number 1, they look good, but number 2, they're porous and permeable. They allow air to come and go, so they allow the plant roots to breathe. Point number 1, olive trees love drainage. They don't want to be sat in water, but they also do want air and oxygen around the roots. So the terracotta pot is a good thing. Right, I've got some water, I've got some Epsom salts, I've got some slow release fertilizer, I've got some crocs, what I call crocs. These are basically just bits of old terracotta pot broken up. You'll see what they're for in a moment. I've got some horticultural grit, I've got some compost. Everything you see on this table is available in my Amazon shop, and I will put links below this video. Now, how do we determine if an olive tree is still alive? Let me bring the camera in a bit closer. Now I hope that you can see these with the light behind me. I'm hoping that my profile, my silhouette, allows you to see them in the camera. This one is obviously still alive, but if I wanted to just make sure, I should take my gloves off. It's got leaves on it, and these branches are flexible. They're not dry and dead, so those are 2 signs that this is still alive. The leaves are still green and it's holding on to them, so there's still life in this plant. Some of these branches at the end are probably not still alive. We'll deal with that in a moment. What about this other one? I'll move that to one side. What do we think about this? Is this still alive? Well, there's a way of telling. Take your thumbnail and scratch it on the bark. And if you see green, it's a clear sign of life. If you see brown, dead wood, it may be dead. Right, I'll bring the camera in even closer and show you. So here's the head of the olive plant, and that's where I've scraped, and there's no evidence of green there. Let me scrape into this one. There's no real evidence of green there either. Let's turn it around and see if there's any evidence of green on the other side. I'm not getting any green at all on this plant. My suspicions are that it's dead. No green in there. No green in there. Let's go to the main trunk. No, I think this is a goner. The branches are dead and woody, so I think this is beyond repair. I am going to chop it off here and just hope for the best, but I don't hold out much hope for this one. So I'm not going to expend much time on this. Let's get back to the other one. And just for the purposes of illustration, let me show you what I mean by the green. If I scrape there, you can see there, that's very definitely green on that branch there. Can you see? That's alive, the other one is not. And so I am confident that we can bring this back to life. We can resuscitate it, we can rehabilitate it, and I'll show you exactly how to do that in this video. And if you want instant gratification, I've done this before, I will put a link to a results video that I did on my sister-in-law's olive plants. They were exactly the same as this, and I followed this process that I'm about to show you, and the results are in that video. The link to that video will be alongside the links to all my products. Right, what are we going to do? Well, first thing I'm going to do, take it out the pot, it already has some crocs, so we'll keep those. And in the bottom of here, there's quite a lot of gravel. I'll keep that too. I'm going to remove a lot of the soil and all these weeds. These weeds were competing for the nutrients in the soil, and there weren't many nutrients in the first place. I asked my friend how many times he'd fed it, and he told me that he'd fed it twice in the last 18 months. And on each occasion, he'd given it 2 drops of baby bio houseplant food. That needs more than 2 drops of baby bio houseplant food in 18 months, especially when it's in a pot. But not to worry, it's going to get a new life. Right, it looks quite brutal and dramatic, that, but believe me, it'll do it a lot of good. I've damaged a lot of the roots. That will stimulate root growth. Right, this is waste soil, so I will get rid of it. I'll take it to one side actually. Now, because I have damaged the roots and taken away a lot of the roots, I've upset the balance of the plant. There's too much growth up here for that amount of root at the base. So the next thing I'm going to do, again, it will look dramatic, aggressive, brutal. I am going to remove virtually all this growth. As I'm doing this, I'm very encouraged because in these branches here, I am seeing lots of green. Let me try and get focus. Can you see there? There's green in these branches just there. That means they've still got life in them. Now, there's a thing called apical dominance. And what apical dominance is the tip of a branch sends a hormone back which suppresses the growth of leaves from below. So if I remove all the tips of all these branches, that hormone will not be present. So it will sprout from below and it will bush out. And again, that is something that always works. It's nature at the end of the day. You can't stop it from working. So there's our plant with a much reduced head and a much reduced root. And that's the pot it's going in. Don't need that just for now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out the planting mixture. Now, one thing olives love is drainage, and they love oxygen around their roots. So I'm going to use a mixture of compost and grit. I'm also going to add back in that gravel. What gravel and grit does is it opens up the soil texture. So I'm going to put 1/3 grit, gravel, and 2/3 compost. So this is the pot it's going into. So I will measure into this pot, and then I'll pour it all into there to give it a good mix. And there's something else I'm going to add. So let's get this filled. Now the important thing is I will need to water this olive. And the way olives like to be watered is they like to almost dry out, and then they like to be flooded. All through the summer, let them almost dry out, then flood them. And the way you flood them is you leave an inch at the top of the pot. Never plant right to the top, leave an inch. So I will fill this now, the mixture of grit, compost, 1/3 grit, 2/3 compost. I'll mix it in there. I'll add a secret ingredient. So there's our potting mixture, and I'll put that in a bigger pot so that I can give it a good mix. I will also remove all the clumpy lumps out of the compost because it tends to get compacted in these bags. Mixing that together, and the reason, I'll reiterate, the reason I'm adding the grit is to break up that compost. It helps the texture, it helps with drainage, but more importantly, it helps air get to the roots of the olive. Olive tree roots need oxygen, so that's what that's doing. So that's good mix. Now this is where the magic happens. 2 more things to do. The pot. Remember, drainage, drainage, drainage. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. And that's where these crocs come in. There's a hole at the bottom of that pot. These are slightly concaved. I will place them over the hole before I add back the compost. It will stop the hole from getting blocked. It will allow water through. Now I will add a magic ingredient. Slow release plant food. Now olives don't need a lot of food. Think about the natural environment of an olive. That's 1.5 caps. They live in very parched, infertile ground with lots of rocks, so they don't need a lot of food, but they have their roots in the ground. This has its roots in a pot. So to be fair to the plant, I'm adding some slow release. I'm also going to add a very tiny handful of Epsom salts. This is great for foliage, magnesium and sulfur. It's like I'm mixing the mixture for a cake, isn't it? And that is a lovely open texture, as you'll see as I pour some of it into the base of this pot. I'm not going to put it all in because I need to offer up the plant. It needs to be planted to exactly the same place as it was before. Don't go above where it was before because the trunk will rot. That's still a little bit low. It needs to be slightly higher. So we will add a little more. Good. I think maybe a little bit more actually. It's quite a shallow root ball, that. So if I plant that up to where it was planted before, I'll still have an inch at the top. And now I will fill up. Now, did you notice this plant had a lean on it? I'm going to do something in a moment to prevent it from leaning, which is a temporary measure until it starts to get some roots down. And you'll see what that is in a moment. Let's just agitate it so that the soil goes in and around the roots, because if that soil got contact with the roots, it will stimulate them into growth. I'm not going to fill it any more than that, because as I said to you before, when I water it, I want to be able to flood it. And I am going to flood this now, but before I flood it, I'm going to move it to a light, sheltered position, and then I'm going to do something else. I'll bring you in a bit closer. I moved it before I watered it because it would get heavier with the water. And the other thing I'm going to do to make it slightly heavier, and also to give it some ballast, is just put these round stones around the base. And these will just give it some ballast until it puts out some new roots. And there we are. An olive tree, well and truly rescued. I'm giving it a really good soak. And this will help the soil make contact with the roots. I will not water it again now until it's virtually dried out. Give me 2 or 3 months, that will come back to life. And of course, I'll put a link with an update in the description box below this video, along with all the other links, which include the links to the horticultural grit, etc. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this olive tree rescue video. Bye for now.